That is actually really good. I approve of it.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread.
Rise and shine, roll lights. Welcome to the Portsmouth Pride vlog. The day of Portsmouth Pride has finally arrived, and today I'm going there. I don't really talk about where I was born or how I was born because that's never really relevant, but Portsmouth is the city of which I was born in. Another fun fact is when I was growing up, I actually didn't live in the house that I just moved from. I actually lived in a house in the Portsmouth postcode area. I don't really talk about that ever, really. I don't think I've actually ever mentioned that. And I also hate to be a bearer of bad news. My camera, the Canon M50, the audio, I don't know what happened. I've contacted Canon, but unfortunately it was one day too late. The audio is awful, to put it quite lightly. I have cleared up the audio the best that I could, but it's not great. It's really not great. I apologize. The time is currently 9:58 in the AM, and I have finally arrived in Southsea. And as far as I am aware, the parade starts here and goes all the way down there. From here, I can just about see the end of the parade. So it's not as big as some of the ones that I have been to in the last few years. But it certainly has grown since I spoke at Portsmouth Pride in 2016. So that's always a good sign. But I'm pretty sure the parade is just about to start.
I don't wanna be the girl, but I kinda need a word. Well, I'm into you. And all I know, it's been a long time. I was on the sideline waiting for you. We could go to California or anywhere you wanna. As long as I'm with you, I'm alright. And we don't need the drama. We find our own nirvana. So run away with me tonight. 'Cause it feels like I'm dreaming when I'm waking up next to you.
The parade was absolutely amazing, and I got to meet so many of you, and it was just an absolute blast of a time. With the sun shining down, being so hot and bright, the majority of people not being so energized was a little bit heartbreaking, but at the same time, you could feel the love and the solidarity between one and another. I think there's something so magical just seeing a rainbow flag in the sky just waving back and forth. I don't know, is that just me? It was a great Pride parade. The Pride parade is now over, and I've managed to bump into Sam. Do you remember Sam from Isle of Wight Pride? Oh, we're the gay squad! Hashtag gay squad. There definitely has been an increase of people since actually arriving here, but now I've got my press band thingamabob, pass, press, wristband thingamabob. Basically what that means is that I have special access to the main stage, like right next to it. Unfortunately though, I'm not allowed actually on the stage. Portsmouth Pride is just one of those Pride events that I just love talking about to many different people, especially when it comes to different types of prides. I describe Portsmouth Pride as the music festival of prides in the South, and that is no understatement. Personally, I really do not like festivals or music-y, stuffy, but that's my own opinion. And that's not me saying that Portsmouth Pride was awful. No, everyone has their own tastes. I just don't really like music-y, festival-y thingamabobs. As a lover of live performances, especially musical theatre, I definitely really enjoyed seeing everyone get together on the stage and just uniting as one. And yes, I did take a little bit of advantage with, the press pass. After waiting 10 minutes for a drink, I think it's finally time to do the Pride overview. The trash can, stalls, the food stalls, the ice cream van, the sweet van, a fire truck, the main stage and viewing area, the 18+ tent, wiki base, the fun fair, a giant inflatable Pikachu, the sponge throwing area, free hugs. If you've been a follower of my Pride stuff for a long time, you will know that I do have to dull down the tone just a teeny tiny tad, because it's this part where I talk about the three things that I think could be improved. Not necessarily bad things, but things that just weren't perfect. And please, Portsmouth Pride, do not ban me from any future Pride events. I mean this in kindness and constructive. It might come across just a teeny tiny bit harsh. Sorry in advance. The first thing though I am going to have to bring out, which was definitely the worst thing of the entire day, was the queues at the final endpoint. Me and some of my peeps waited a good 10 minutes to just get some water, and I didn't go to the toilet personally, but the queue of the toilet, the toilet, and its queue. I understand that it's just a teeny little simple fix, add a couple more portaloos, add a couple more food thingamabobs, and it would be sorted. That's it. That is literally the worst thing of the day. Okay, on to the next two. Now this is something that I heard from another person saying to their group, and their group like, yep, that's definitely, And that is the fact that the Pride event started way too early. 9:15 in the morning as the start time. But as the day developed, I definitely noticed a lot more people filling in the field at the end, instead of like all starting at the very beginning before the Pride Parade actually started. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of people, but maybe asking people to gather at like 10 o'clock may work a little bit better. And the third last thing that I thought was a little bit poor was the lack of trash cans, and the factor that the trash cans were yellow and not blue. Let me explain. First thing, not enough trash cans. Put more near the main stage. Less garbage. Thumbs up. Yeah. Second part of that, why blue? You see, in the Olympics, when they play hockey, the whole field is blue and the ball is bright green. And this is because blue is a contrasting colour than green. Yellow trash cans on a green field, you can't really see them that clearly. And I think a dark blue or a royal blue or a sea blue or just some sort of blue, which is pretty dark, not a light blue, a darker shade of blue, would definitely help people notice where each of these bins were, and for them to be like, oh, there's a bin there, instead of like, where's the bins? But with all of those three things,
Hannah, did you have a bad day?
No, I did not have a bad day. Even though the audio is corrupted and the sun managed to give me really bad sunburn. Well, I think it's pretty bad. It's the first time I've ever had it. No, the day was absolutely amazing. As I said, I don't really like festivals, but the people that I surrounded myself with were just so amazing that it was just nice hanging out with a bunch of peeps, you know? It was a great day. To be honest, I never thought I would have someone who watches my videos throw sponges at me. You never know. You just never know. Life is a cray-cray thing, isn't it? It's cray-cray. With Portsmouth Pride coming to an end, I'm heading towards the station and about to say farewell to some amazing people. Thanks for throwing sponges at me. I appreciate that. Bye. See you later. Bye. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I didn't get back until like, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night. And when I got back, I literally collapsed with, like, being tired. It was a long day for me, and the heat definitely didn't help too much. I mean, it was a nice day, but the heat definitely added another whole factor of tiredness to my day. And I just so happened that I did get some sunburn, so that's, it's not the end of the world, but you know. And I should also mention that from this point onwards, the audio will be better. I literally cut half the vlog. I literally cut it. The audio was just that bad. But there is just one last thing that I need to do before wrapping up this vlog. And if you watch my vlogs, you will know exactly what this green bag means for this segment of this Pride vlog. And for the ones that have no idea what I am about to do, basically, there are many things to do with Pride events, especially when it comes to the stalls and the businesses that work with the Pride event. Well, basically, I want to share those stalls with you in a non-advert way, just so you get a vibe on what these Pride events support and what sort of things to expect when you go to these Pride events. So I should definitely clarify that for the products I'm about to show, I have not been paid to say absolutely anything. There is definitely something in here that I know that I got just because I am making this video. But anyhow. Let's start off with the paperwork. A Cam's little fold-out booklet about when to be concerned about a young person. A mini little brochure about one of the sexual transmitted diseases. A business card from Let's Talk About It. A booklet about a tribute tour from Village Hotel Club. £25 a ticket in Portsmouth. Now that is a bargain. What sorts of things do we have going on? Got some Ed Sheeran, got some Beyonce. Oh, it's not actually that bad. Ooh, bit of Magic Mike. Ooh, Anyway, I'm not quite sure what brand this is from, but it's something about sexual transmitted diseases yet again. A handout from some fertility company. Another business card from Let's Talk About It. A booklet about victim support and care. I think it's a private service. I'm not quite sure, but oh. It's in partnership with the Police and Crime Commissioner, so I don't know if this is a private thing or not. So, yeah. A leaflet from Cams about your first appointment and what to expect. A booklet about restorative justice, I think that's what it's called. A leaflet about trans stuff and a group for trans thingamabobs in Hampshire. I'm sorry, Let's Talk About It, but the poster got a little bit crinkled. I do apologize. I'm sorry. Some sort of thing from Unite. Looks like it folds out. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting something this big. Don't take that out of context. You've got Pride from the olden days, you've got Pride from the current day, and finally a little booklet about cams. I'm liking this. Look at all the little pictures inside. And now it's time for all of your favorite part, the freebies. I got a drinks coaster which advertises someone's fostering stuff. Isn't that just so adorable? I used to get things like this all the time when I was in primary school. I also got this little thing that goes into your plastic bottle and then your drink cannot get spiked. I think that's pretty cool. I don't tend to go out, yeah, but I definitely should keep this with me, especially as a growing social media influencer. I also managed to pick up a couple of pens. I also got this little torch, like, look at that, that is so cool. I also managed to pick up one of those, like, fake £1 coins that you put into your shopping cart. I got given this little sweetie. I got a little pack of love hearts. I think that's quite cute as a freebie. Another one of those fluffy things. I actually love these. Maybe I really am just a child inside. I also got 2 sperm keyrings. I think that's pretty cool as well. Like, these are pretty rare. I remember at school, everyone just wanted them. I also was given a yellow stress ball. Now this, honestly, with limited amount of branding and the color yellow, this is gonna sit on my desk. I'm good at catching. Hit me up in the DMs, England cricket team. But before we get on to the really cool special gift that I got given from one of the stools, it's definitely that time where we have to cover something a little bit more adult than my usual content. More often or not, when you go to a Pride event, you'll see these purple bags, and these often contain something of an 18+ nature. On the back, it does say the word mix. I mean, I'm never going to use them, but I do like that color scheme. I think that's a really nice color scheme. But moving on to that one item that is special because no one else was allowed it and they weren't really meant to give it out, and then I said I was doing a video and they were like, hey, we're gonna be your best buddies. A huge thank you and a huge shout out to the Children's Family Trust for, like, giving me a cup. I know I'm not paid or anything to say anything about it, but going out of their way to give me a cup, I feel just a little bit special. But anyway, with that being said and done, that is the end of today's vlog. And remember, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna say it now, I have really and truly messed up Hampshire Pride vlog and Portsmouth Pride vlogs. They are seen as adverts for the prize, even though I'm not paid to make these videos. And even though I am not paid, I do feel guilty when these videos don't turn out perfectly, because I am just a teeny little bit of a perfectionist, and I do feel like I've let down the Pride event, and I've let down my viewers, and I haven't really given myself a good first impression to all of the new peeps, so I am sorry. However, I do have a few more Pride events coming up this year. Fingers crossed my camera's gonna work. Like, honestly, I really don't want to let anyone down with my videos. And with that being said, goodbye. Bye!